And this, as I was saying, a day after an officer had fatally shot a woman in Minnesota. The death of Renee Good has prompted furious demonstrations. Hundreds of protesters marching down one of Minneapolis's major thoroughfares on Thursday night to voice outrage over Wednesday's shooting. And these are the same streets that also saw protests and rioting in the aftermath of George Floyd's killing. Protesters there in Minneapolis chanting "ICE out now" and also holding signs that read "Killer ICE off our streets." Fraser Jackson reports from the nation's capital.
Now, doubling down continued on Wednesday when J.D. Vance came to the podium of the press briefing room and gave the administration's characterization of the victim, 37-year-old Renee Good, a U.S. citizen, continuing the narrative that they've been saying for the last 24 or so hours. Well, previously on Wednesday, Vance slammed her as, quote, a deranged leftist, and then in the briefing said that she was, quote, part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. Well, J.D. Vance was then asked what evidence he had of this, and he didn't provide any, but said that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, is going to investigate it. Vance also said that Renee Good was a victim of left-wing ideology, and then went on to lambast the way in which the media is covering this fatal shooting. He said that the ICE agent as well, who shot and killed the mother of three, is, quote, protected by absolute immunity, and that he was more sensitive towards this kind of situation, the ICE agent, because he'd been dragged by a car during a routine traffic stop 6 months ago in which he sustained cuts that required stitches. Well, Democrats, for their part, are outraged over this. State representatives are demanding that ICE leave Minnesota. And here in Washington, House Minority Leader Jeffries is criticizing the administration's response, calling them liars, effectively, and calling the department head of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, a stone-cold liar. So rhetoric remaining very heated at the moment, despite the White House saying that it's trying to turn down the temperature.